Friends, do you want to make a boo basket but you're on a budget? Well, I have just the fix for you. Today, we are going to make a budget boo basket, and in my opinion, it's going to look very high-end at the end of the video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through, show you where I got each one of these items. We're going to put it all together, and we're just going to put that personal touch, that little extra something on it that's going to make it look high-end at the end that you're going to love to be able to give this to somebody. So let's stay tuned and see how I did it. So I've never actually made a boo basket before. This will be my first one, but I'm really excited about it. At my school that I work at, we started a new little fun thing this year where we have secret pals, and every month we get our secret pal something just to let them know we're thinking about them, we're encouraging them, something to help them get through the month, you know, something along those lines. So I thought a boo basket would be a really fun thing for the theme of October. It's a spooky season. It's also cozy season. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by showing you what all I got for her boo basket, tell you where I got it from, and then we're just going to jump right in and assemble this. So first things first, I got most of my supplies from Five Below. So from Five Below, we have a very pretty fall Halloween-y vibes, orange and kind of like a tan taupey color woven throw. Now I don't think this is probably like the biggest blanket or throw that there's ever gonna be, but it's still got the fringe on it. It still looks very chic, very high-end, something that you would probably see at Walmart or like a fancy home store. But it was only like $5.55, so that was an excellent buy. Next up, I got this cutie little chrome candle. It is super cute, just a perfect little size. I liked the little stem that it had on top. The next thing that we have is a glass sipper mug, is what it says on the tag right here. Her favorite color, she said, was either blue or green, and this one was a pretty shade of blue, so I thought that was absolutely perfect. And then her favorite candy is Sweet Tarts. So I got her, this is a total like nostalgia thing for me, some like the giant chewy Sweet Tarts. I used to have these all the time with my mom. I love them so much. So I'm just gonna stick a couple packets of the chewy Sweet Tarts in there. Next up, one of her favorite drinks is pink lemonade. So I got some of the little individual pink lemonade packets that I'm gonna put in the mug. I thought that would be cute to go together. And then the actual basket itself, I wanted something, she says that she celebrates Halloween, but she doesn't do it big. So I thought, well, let me just get like a plain old storage basket that she can maybe either use at home or at school. And then I'm just gonna kind of fall spookified a little bit. This is from Dollar Tree, and we have this sparkly mesh. It's got like gold little spider webs on it. So I'm gonna tie it on the front, make a little bow out of it. Or if that doesn't work, I also have some of the decorative mesh that you will remember from our fall DIYs. So I'm gonna see if I can incorporate this at all, and then maybe just stick some pumpkins down in there. So we've got Dollar Tree. This actually came from Walmart, I believe, or maybe Dollar General. I think, no, this is Dollar General. So we have Dollar Tree, Dollar General, and then Five Below. So let's see what I can do to make this boo basket. Okay guys, so we are just getting started with our blanket here, just cutting off that tag and taking off these tan like stripes little carrying case that it was in, getting rid of that. I don't need that, and I am adding in some of this mesh from our fall outdoor DIYs that we did. You can see here I'm just going to tie it in a knot on top of this throw blanket here, and then I'm going to have more left over than I thought I was going to. So what you'll see, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna make like a little, it's not exactly a bow, but it kind of gives the feel of a bow, and it kind of, you know, just pizzazzes it up a little bit. It just gives that homemade, that little extra touch here. So I'm just trimming off the ends here. This mesh is great, but it also frays. I'm sure if you've ever worked with it, you know it frays super, super easily. So I'm just trying to trim off any loose ends there. And then here I go. I already have this split into the two of the extra mesh that I had left. Just tying it in a knot. I'm not double knotting it or anything like that. It feels pretty tight, like it's going to stay. Just trying to fluff it out a little bit. I'm kind of seeing that it's futile at this point, and I'll do it at the end. So same thing here with my last piece of mesh on our throw blanket. Just going to tuck it up underneath and tie our last little part of our bow. So then what I'm going to do is, like I said, it frays super, super easy. I'm just going to cut off all those like wiry ends, all those pieces that are sticking out off of the fray here. Just trying to make it look even and nice and presentable, not just like chaotic. And then this one right here was driving me nuts. It was a little bit longer than the rest of them, so I just trimmed it off. And there we go. There is our throw ready to go in our basket. As you can see, I didn't do anything hard, not anything very drastic, but it looks great. Next, we're moving on to our cup here. Just getting out the lemonade packets that are going to go inside of our cup. I pop those in, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some more of that mesh. This time I'm going to do the light green kind. Just going to cut off a section of it right here, and I'm going to pop it in the cup so it gives it those drink packets a little bit more stability. And then I'm going to turn them all around and kind of line them up around the outside of the cup so she can see that she's got a whole bunch of little pink lemonade packs there. Just trying to find a way to get that straw back down in that mesh, and then there we have it. Our cup is good to go now. See, nothing super hard, all really easy, but it just gives that little extra pizzazz. Next we have our candle, and this time I'm bringing out the spiderweb mesh from the Dollar Tree, and I want to make sure that I can find a way to secure the lid to the candle so it doesn't get lost in the basket, it doesn't fall off, it doesn't break, it doesn't clink around in there. So I'm going to try to tie the candle lid to the candle and secure it down with this mesh. So I'm not using a whole bunch. I don't need a whole bunch here, but just enough to make sure it is secure. And then I am going to just line it all up and tie a bow at the top. It's a round, you know, pumpkin candle, so it's not the easiest task to do here, but I managed to find a way to get it done. I just tie it up underneath the stem, and then I tie the final little bow part on top of this stem. I don't do it super hard because, you know, that little stem kind of curves up. I don't want to break it off, but I want to make sure that it is, you know, it is secure on there. So that's looking good. That knot looks tight, and I want to make this bow kind of look like a little star, like a confetti pop, if you know what I mean. So I'm just going to cut strips into this mesh, and then once I have the strips cut on both sides, I'm going to just kind of pull it out, play with it to make it look more like a bow. There we go. That is looking great. Just making sure I have good coverage with the mesh on the pumpkin so it doesn't slide off. And there we have our pumpkin. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Alright, next up we have our storage bin. Just getting that all set up and assembled. And then what I'm going to do next is I am going to take something that Scott actually made me years ago. It's like a little bow maker. And I'm going to make a more of a dense bow like the one I just made on the top of the pumpkin. So I'm just taking my mesh, my spiderweb mesh, and I'm wrapping around these pegs over and over and over again until I run out of that spiderweb mesh right there. And then I'm going to fold it over one side and pull it down really, really tight. You'll see here I do it in just a second. I want to make sure it's very tight. There we go. Get that nice big, you know, bow look in the center. And then I'm just going to tie it off. Make sure that it's secure at the back. And then I'm going to slide the bow off of the pegs. And honestly, you could leave it like that. It's a super cute, you know, like a normal style bow. But again, I wanted that kind of frayed little look. I'm not quite sure what to call it, but you'll see in a second when I'm talking about how I envisioned it in my head. So I'm just cutting the sides there of that mesh, making sure it pulls all the way apart. There's one little spot I need to get right there. And then I can pull it apart, position those little pieces how I want them, move them around, up, down, sideways to make it look full and dense and thick. Then when I have it looking like I want to, I am tying that bow for the boo basket at the front of our little storage box here. And again, just playing with it, getting it how I want it, positioning it the right way. Again, I have that piece right there to the left that is longer than all the other pieces, and it's driving me insane. I'll clip that in just a second. It's looking good. So that's what I envisioned right there in my head, that kind of like little poof ball, if you will, of a bow. So once that is looking good and I know that the bow is secure, I'm going to cut off the tails on the inside of the basket. Just give them a quick little snip with my scissors, and we are ready to stuff our basket. So first things first, I'm going to put in the throw because it's the biggest one. And then something I didn't think about was that the rest of the things would fall to the bottom. So I grabbed some tissue paper that I got from Home Goods. It was like a super good deal. And I layered that to give it some volume and some lift. And then I'm just putting those smaller items on top of that tissue paper so it won't sink all the way down to the bottom. Just placing those in there like so. Perfect. Now I'm trying to find a way to put in her candy so it looks cute and not just thrown in there. Get that back one situated so you can see it better. There we go. That is perfect. And now we just have our little pumpkins. Again, those are from the Dollar Tree. They're not anything fancy or special, but it just gives a little extra something. It's a boo basket. It needs pumpkins, you know what I mean? And there we have it. There is our boo basket on a budget. Okay, my friends, here it is, our boo basket on a budget. I'm really excited about how this turned out. I had a limit of what I could spend. It was between $15, $25, you know, around that area, definitely 30 and below of what you can spend each month for your secret pal. And I think this just turned out great. We have the reusable tote that she can use in her classroom or at her home, her throw, her favorite candies. We have a cutie little pumpkin candle in here, a gorgeous glass fall cup with her favorite drink packets in it. I think that this could not have turned out any cuter. I did not think about the tissue paper at the beginning of the video, so that is something I definitely wanted to add in at the end, just to bring up the smaller objects so you could see them more from the top. The pumpkin is still kind of sinking down because it's kind of heavy, so I may stick one more thing of white tissue paper up underneath it to lift it up more. But let me know what you guys think. Have you guys ever made a boo basket before? What did you include in yours? I know normally it's like slippers and like a warm drink and like a movie or something, but I think for like a friend or a coworker or something like that, that this is an excellent option and an excellent way to go, especially if you're trying to do it on a budget but you still want it to look high end. Thank you guys so much for spending your time with me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you next time. Bye guys.